So welcome everyone this afternoon. I'm glad you could join us. Today we have Chris Meaden, and she will be doing a session on Money Talks with Junior Achievements, a 30-minute investment for great returns. And this is for grade 6. So I'll pass it over to Chris. Enjoy the session.
Okay. All right. Everybody can hear me okay? Okay, thank you. Well, Chris and Charlene, thank you so much for joining us. And Mary, thank you for that introduction today. Welcome to our Money Talk session. My name is Chris Meaden, and I'm very proud to be a longtime educator, especially with the Calgary Board of Education, and now representing Junior Achievement of Southern Alberta as their Director of Teacher Development. Thank you for sharing your valuable time with me today. I know that minutes and hours and days for teachers are very, very crucial. So I appreciate your being here. My goal today is to share a little bit of information about our organization and our programs, especially those in financial literacy. I look forward as well to your feedback in terms of how we can support your work in accomplishing the related outcomes in the new curriculum. So as we begin, I would like to acknowledge the traditional territories and peoples of the Treaty 7 region in Southern Alberta, which include the Blackfoot First Nations tribes of Siksika, the Piikani, the Kainai, and the Stoney Nakoda First Nations tribes of Chiniki, Bearspaw, and Wesley, as well as the Tsuut'ina First Nation. The city of Calgary is also homeland to the Northwest Métis and Métis region of Alberta, Region 3. Oh, no, I'm not progressing. How come?
I wonder if you're on a different screen, if you just want to kind of click. There you go, and then it might. There we go.
Good, thanks, Mary. So I would like to start by sharing a little bit about Junior Achievement. Junior Achievement of Southern Alberta is proud to be part of JA Worldwide, a global non-governmental organization that has been in existence for over 100 years. As an organization, JA continues to build and grow opportunities to help our students build their skills in 3 key areas, and that is financial literacy, career readiness, and entrepreneurship training. Through the opportunities provided, it's been exciting to see evidence of student growth, not only in terms of their financial literacy, but also their financial capability as well as financial capacity. Financial capacity is a term that you'll see more and more in the literature, and it is that motivation and knowledge that individuals have to engage with and use financial information to make sound financial decisions. We found that some of our volunteers and professionals that work with us have found that the information is useful in their own financial planning as well, linking often to what the literature also calls financial health. So I'm interested in our audience today. So has anyone here worked with Junior Achievement before as a parent, a volunteer, a student, or a teacher?
No.
Okay, thanks. Well, I'm glad you're here. I would also like to recognize our supporters today. Throughout the world, JA has huge support from the community as well. And we appreciate the volunteers and the funds that help them to help us provide our programs free of charge. I was just going to tell you, I think I skipped this slide. Sorry about that. I was going to tell you about JA Southern Alberta as a part of Junior Achievement Worldwide. And so we have been in existence about 50 years, and we have worked with a number of school jurisdictions, K-12, and this year have extended our reach as well. So you can see that we've run a number of programs. So I've included a program summary link for you in the bit.ly slide package. And in that link, you will see not only some of the tasks that we're going to be talking about today, but you'll also see a program summary there. And all of those programs are available online. So if you happen to be teaching different grades, or when we talk about our Robo Garden a little bit at the end, you'll see that all of those are accessible. And again, they are accessible from grades. They are accessible free of charge. So today with grade 6 and looking at the outcomes today, we're going to be pulling from a business of our own as well as dollars with cents. And we've included those tasks for you. So our goal today is to help you consider your work related to financial literacy. We know that you make very important decisions every day about the resources that you choose as you consider not only the learning profiles, of course, of the students in your class, but also all the other important decisions you make around pacing, assessment, and the resources, as I said, you choose. We've also provided a visual journal template for you today that may not be helpful as you think about some of the information, but it's a way that you might consider to organize some of the things that are important to you, or some things that you question, or certainly to capture your thoughts as you decide to give some feedback today. So in terms of the curriculum, we know that you have been immersed in some of the work around the new K-6 curriculum in Alberta. And a scope and sequence of financial literacy outcomes are included as part of the phys ed and wellness curriculum, where students learn in age-appropriate ways that money has value and allows them to purchase the things that they need and want. Students will continue to work with many concepts in math as well, as always, to support the financial literacy skills learned in physical education and wellness. You'll note as well that Alberta Education has specifically identified financial literacy as one of the practical skills in the curriculum. So Alberta Education has identified learning outcomes for financial literacy K-6 under this broad organizing idea that spans all of the K-6 curriculum. And you'll see that in all of the programs of study, if you're K-6, or sorry, they're called curriculum now, in all of the curriculum K-6, and it forms that broad umbrella for all of those programs. Specifically in grade 6, the grade 6 learning outcome linked to that previous big organizing idea, and the outcome to be reported on, assessed, is also highlighted here, specifically around borrowing and investing. And then the grade 6 knowledge, understanding, skills, and procedures are also highlighted. And as you know, while those are not specifically reported on, these cuffs will help to provide a context for the learning outcome so that students can gain knowledge about their own financial decision making, how to make decisions about enhancing their personal finances by understanding how to borrow, invest, and use their skills to analyze the risks, benefits, and their ability to pay. So as I said, we're pulling some of the tasks today from a program called A Business of Our Own. And it is a program where students put on their entrepreneurial hats and run their own retail business. So although we're specifically looking at the outcomes for the grade 6 curriculum and pulling tasks related to that, the entrepreneurial tasks in A Business of Our Own would also be a good extension to enhance student understanding. So in this program, students learn how to start a business, produce and promote their products, track their finances, and manage a team. we've identified some specific tasks from that program that we'll look at now. So as always, quite often our programs start with an understanding of key vocabulary and definitions. So certainly this program highlights things like entrepreneur and business, things like debt and loan, and things like interest rates. The program also includes some scenarios. Certainly things that you can use in math as well. And what I've included on your sheet with the programs and the sample grade 6 activities is some mortgage and some credit card interest calculators for you as well as you go through some of these specific scenarios. As well, related to business, the business of our own program and the business of our own program, students also learn more about expenses required when running a business. So again, using some of those concepts of interest and also a little bit of information about where startup capital might come from. And it's interesting, we find that in our conversations with students that they'll also always bring examples, of course, from their own experience and their family. Of course, when we started some of these programs, things like crowdfunding were not as popular. And so many of our students have stories to talk about GoFundMe pages and those sorts of things as well as an extension of learning where different organizations and individuals might get money even beyond their role as entrepreneurs. You'll notice as well that we have included a couple of videos in the programs that will help you work with students to understand the concepts. And this video happens to be an American video. Please know that Junior Achievement is in the process of making some of their own videos to support some of the concepts as well. But this one is, I'm just going to play you just a small portion of it so you get a sense of the type of video that it is.
When you buy something with cash, you exchange money for the item and the transaction is complete. But when you buy something on credit or a loan, you're promising to pay for it later, probably with interest. Now you've got the item and debt. Financial debt is owing money to somebody who agreed to give it to you today with your promise to return it in the future.
Oh, no thanks. I don't want to owe anybody money. That sounds terrible.
Well, debt is like a fire. If you're responsible and strategic, it can work for you. But if it gets out of hand, then you're in trouble. Think about the doctor who took out a student loan to go to medical school. He couldn't have learned those skills and gotten that degree without taking.
So that just gives you a little bit of sense of some of the resources. Of course, many of our students are also familiar with things like Shark Tank and Dragon's Den. So although this video is from 11 years ago, it is about 2 Kelowna students. And it's, I think, something that teachers might be able to use in order to look at some of the concepts as well. And I'll just play you a little bit of that so that you get a sense of it.
Dragons. My name is Lars. And my name is Caleb. We are here to ask you for $50,000 for 75% of our company. Here's what we're going to do. First, we're going to think outside the package. Then we're going to push the envelope. Push the envelope. Then we take it to the next level. Hit the ground running. Think big, start small. Raise the bar. And last but not least, we're going to put a stick in the package. A stick in the package.
Oh yeah, baby.
We're going to package hot chocolate in a different way. The opposite of how it's been packaged. It's new. Let us demonstrate.
Oh no.
So that's just gives you a sense of some of the items that our teachers and volunteers have used in the past as well. In the past, the JA Dollars with Cents program was primarily accessed by junior high teachers. Because investing though now is included in the grade 6 learning outcome for the new curriculum, we've also included some information from this program as well. So this information is from lesson 4 of Dollars with Cents. And what you'll notice with our programs is currently there's some detailed information for teachers in terms of creating lessons for their students. And there's also student workbooks. In the past, many of these items have been delivered to our schools by some of our staff, but we're also making sure that the items are available online. So it is possible to get both hard copy and paperless versions of this information. So again, a lot of the information starts with some terminology. So in this case for grade 6 around investments and investment vehicles. And leading conversations around the risk of different investments. So in this particular case, there's information provided around GICs, mutual funds, and stocks, looking at the differences between those different investments in terms of not only their return, but also their risk. And so there's notes and information around GICs as being the least risky of these particular investments, and then some conversation around stocks in terms of their very high potential for returns, but also in terms of their higher level of risk. So there's information on all of that. Students often engage in further discussion as they wonder about investments not on this particular list. And there's also information about real estate, digital currencies, crowdfunding, and bonds. I'm just wondering, before we go into RoboGarden, whether anyone has any questions about some of the programs that we've looked at so far. Okay, while we have an opportunity today, our focus is certainly on financial literacy. I also wanted to highlight a new program for junior achievement. Because computer science too is identified as a practical skill in the new curriculum, Junior Achievement has partnered with the Calgary developers of RoboGarden to offer this platform to our Calgary and area teachers as well. So grade K to 6 students can apply through our JA website to also access this program. And the focus is on computational thinking, including decomposing pattern recognition, abstraction, and algorithms. It's gamified, and it can also be used as self-directed programming with some teacher organizational materials provided on this as well. So through our program registration, you may be able to access volunteers for single sessions for delivery of JA programs. I would also encourage you to look in your own school community, because I know that many of our parents are financial experts as well, and they could be contacted not only through JA, but also through you. And there are materials on our website in order for them to co-lead or lead programs with you as well. So as an educator, I have to tell you that I am always reminded that it is your knowledge and expertise that brings learning to life. So our programs, the work of the volunteers, definitely are meant to be a support to you. So it's your ability to link learning to other subject areas as well that's really going to make it stick for your students. I encourage you to please do continue to access our materials as you make decisions around the very complex work that you do. So I hope that I've given you a little bit of an overview of materials, and I'm wondering if anyone has questions.
None from me. Thank you very much.
Okay, all right. Well, thank you very much for joining me today. I know we've got a very small group, and I hope that you will either contact me or contact our office if you have any questions at all. So thank you.
Yeah, thank you, Chris. And we'll leave the room open for another minute if anyone has any questions. But if not, everyone enjoy your afternoon, and thank you again for joining us.